It's going to go all the way up this railway track to where that pressure washer is with the 2 green cans by it. That's this morning's job anyway, so let's try. Yeah, interesting to see. Trolleys that we've got to try and go into, so depending on the wind that's going to be a tricky bit. So there's the trolley there, so should be alright.
She's fairly grubby. Absolutely filthy dirty, but then she's been in the water for 7 years, so I guess it's not surprising. In and out the Norfolk and Suffolk mud on the Norfolk Broads. So Simon started to clean her, and it might take a while, but she looks in good shape. With luck she'll get another clean bill of health on her second survey since all the work was done. Here's hoping. What do you think now, Simon?
So far it's looking quite good. All the paints, it's got a lot of fouling on it. You can see where I've been and not been. It's taken quite a long time to get everything clean, but yeah, I'm fairly happy with it so far. The only bare bits are the bits I expected to find, where the last surveyor ground off the paint, and yeah, I painted it with something else but it didn't stick, so that's one of the things that we'll do while it's out, is cover those up.
So you're a little bit grubby, Simon. Look, let's go right in. Oh, look at all that
it's
filth.
very,
Look at that.
it's lots of marine life.
How did you feel?
Good, I'm a bit wet and
Did you get it all done?
Yeah, I got the whole, still need to do the rudder and the propeller, but I got everything else done. And it's all, the only places where paint's come off is where I used that stuff that I had last time.
Well done.
So yeah, it's all looking all right so far.
Got about 3 or 4 minutes till dinner's done, so you can jump in the shower if you like.
Right, Thursday morning. Continuing work on the boat. Josh and I, mainly Josh, have been clearing out these bits where there's a little bit of rust. These ones down here where the last surveyor ground the metal back, and then the paint I used didn't stick, so we're going to use a different paint. There's actually quite a few of them. That's the new bits of metal that were welded on last time. They're actually looking fine, but again the paint fell off. We've managed to get lots of silver 2-pack epoxy paint on all the little patches that we did, and I've cleaned off, we'll start cleaning off the propeller anyway. But yeah, you can see underneath. And this is one of the big bits that the paint didn't stick to from last time, but the steel itself looks fine, so hopefully that's all good. It's starting to rain a little bit now, so we're going to go inside and do some jobs inside the boat. While the boat's out of the water, there's a couple of jobs that we can only do when it's out of the water. One of them is, get the camera down there. This is it's called the seacock. It's basically where the water comes in from outside the boat to help cool the engine. And this is the valve part, which goes in there. And then there are a couple of rings of this packing material, which basically means that you can turn it, but the water doesn't leak through. So I've got some spare stuff here, which I need to cut to length. Very exciting tub of seacock grease, but you didn't know such a thing existed. And we'll put all that back together, and then hopefully it'll still move and let the water in, but not actually leak into the bilges down there. So I think it's probably 7 years since I did it last. And the other job, which is a similar thing but on a bigger scale, is around the propeller shaft, where there's packing there. You can see Josh has taken that out.
Stabbed myself with a stick.
Yeah, and we've got a big roll of new packing here. It's special graphite stuff, and it's the same thing. It's packed around the shaft. You tighten it up and put some grease on it. That's what this wheel is. You give it like a half turn every few hours or something. It allows the propeller shaft to go through and not leak water. But we had a slight problem that we discovered when I fitted the new engine. I didn't allow enough room for this bit to come back far enough to get the new stuff in. So we've had to take out one of the drive shafts, which was a bit of a faff. And yeah, but now we're getting to put it back together. Hopefully I'll be able to shorten it slightly so we don't have to do this again in 7 years' time. Difference between old and new steel? Someone said that older steels, the composition's a bit different.
Yeah, the old steel. Nowadays we have of course Lord's A1 quality.
Yeah.
Always the same thickness.
Yeah.
And you have the old from the end of 1800 iron.
Yeah.
Layers.
Yeah, it's like sort of strata, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all layers.
Yeah.
There can be a lot of coal.
Oh yeah, carbon and things like that. Yeah.
Between. And what you see very older plates, steel plates, is different
thicknesses.
Thicknesses.
Yeah, which makes it
When you
interesting.
order now 8mm, you get.
It's 8mm. Yeah, it's done by a bigger machine or something.
Sometimes you see when there's too much coal, also in the old steel. Good plate, bad plate.
Yeah. I've heard that you can get corrosion between different types of steel. If you weld them together, then it's like a little battery.
Yeah, the spots you are handling here are
Is it measuring
a little bit thinner,
Yeah.
between 5 and 6.
Okay.
But,
Is measuring through the paint okay?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's good working. With tar, it's not working.
Yeah, with the paint it's okay.
It's paint system.
Survey's done. Mary's taking Rob the surveyor back to the airport so he can fly back to Holland. And Nate and I are just doing a second coat on all of the silver 2-pack epoxy that's covering up the bare patches.
This is basically just glue for paint because it makes it easier for us to attach paint instead of onto the steel. So it just makes our life a lot easier.
It's a 2-component paint, so it's epoxy, and epoxy is a chemical reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Which is it? I think it's the epoxy that you said. It's sort of like a catalyst.
Yeah, there's a hard catalyst and it's a hardener or something, I don't know, or a base. You mix 2 parts together and then it's a chemical reaction which causes the paint to harden, but it's very tough.
So Dad, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Why are we only applying this in specific areas and not the entire boat?
Basically this is like an undercoat or a protective coat. This is what's giving the steel the most protection.
Simon then explained that it was the areas that needed the most protection that he was epoxying, but the battery ran out, so I'm letting you know now.
Okay, it was about 2.5 hours to paint all this. The bit here that I've not painted, that needs a little bit more cleaning up. There's some rusty bits that need the 2-pack epoxy on, but we can do that from the kind of, I don't know, the raft or from the dock or whatever when we're back at the boatyard. But this stretch between the water and that top rubbing band looks really good now. I don't realise how much the paint's faded until you put some new stuff on. So that used 5 litres of Jotun, I think it's hardtop XP polyurethane paint. Weather's meant to be not very good tomorrow, but good on Monday, so come back then, give it a second coat. But yeah, she's looking a lot better. Good job.